right, we are live. Beautiful. Thanks for joining me tonight. Welcome to Meatballs SOS. I am waiting for Prepared Citizen. See if he'll be on here before we fire it off. Let's see here. Um, all right, welcome Missouri. Welcome, welcome. It's crazy. I don't even see anybody else in here. I think it's just me and you, to be honest. Well, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to jump in. Looks like we've got a pretty good stream going. I've got a good connection, so that's good. Missouri, can you hear me on your end? Well, I literally just told mine go upstairs, and I told him lock the door, or I locked the door. That was it. Literally locked the basement door. I'm like, be good. And I left. Looks like we got somebody else in here. Okay, good. Thanks for joining us tonight, whoever you are. If you're just getting in here, go ahead, say hi. I'll throw you a shout out. I'm not like some of these YouTubers. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I know, man. And no contacts. Who's on here? Are you British? Do I sound British? Hello. No, I'm not British. I'm as red-blooded American as it gets. Wow, am I British? Holy cow. Kind of an insult. Totally kidding. Welcome. Welcome. All right, well, I can't really... Oh, there we go. Now we're jumping. Okay. Let's get into it then. Welcome, everybody, to Meatballs SOS. I am a gear junkie, prepper for the average guy, the average person. I don't push a product. I'm not trying to sell anything, whatever. I'm not, pushing fear or anything like that. So welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to talk about something I don't think a lot of preppers and individuals in this community are talking about. We're going to talk about first the threat of AI and what that means going forward now. Earlier this month, there was a ship on a satellite image in China that looked like a landing craft, couple landing crafts, getting ready. They looked like they were like World War II style landing crafts. They were empty, but they were super high tech, and they had the robot dogs. I'm sure you guys have seen these before, these robot dogs. Now, when you have the robot dogs, these are already programmed, with commands. However, you implement AI and you get them autonomous, you give them the orders, it's kind of like if you guys have seen the movie Romulus, the new Alien movie, where their orders are to do this. With AI integrating into this technology now, as preppers, as prepared citizens, where do we stand? Well, we're the cannon fodder, we're the targets. So we're going to see now what's going to happen with that going forward in the future. I don't know. Is it a threat? Yeah, it's a threat. Absolutely, it's a threat. I know Trump signed this massive deal, promising 100,000 jobs for AI, this, that, and the other, building the facilities to do all this stuff. I know they want to make a weapon of some sort, one computer to rule them all, basically. Yes, Missouri, you're right. The drone swarm. So the drone swarm. See, this is why I want to talk about this tonight. This is interesting. The drone swarms are scary. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the new motorcade had 5 extra motorcades to the convoy, if you will, and that was for drone protection. Okay, you integrate AI with drones, and you get yourself into some serious deep shit. As a foreign, like if a foreign invader were to come here, prepared citizens. I mean, these things could target us at any moment, and it's scary. It's not good. It's really not good. Um, so I haven't heard nobody talking about it. I would appreciate anybody in the comments section. If anybody wants to hop on, you're more than welcome to. Um, but it is technology. Is the technology that I make good? Yes or no? I don't know. What kind of technology do you make? That's part of your company. I have no idea. Is that what you do, AI? I would imagine that's probably what you're talking about. Look, if you're an AI, I mean, just you got to have some kind of responsibility. You know, you got to be responsible with it. I mean, you do what you're going to do with it. Just you got to be responsible with it. You know, it's like anything else. It's going to be used as a weapon eventually. They're going to learn how to weaponize it. Look, I know your thoughts on Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all that stuff, but when you hear Elon Musk actually saying we need to seriously like take a step back from this and pump the brakes, that's for a reason. You know, Google execs shut down an AI department. I guess these supercomputers started talking to each other, and they created their own language. Yeah, I mean, I could send you. No, I don't want an AI bot. I'm good. Um, but problems like this, where you could be on Facebook or whatever the case, you think you're talking to a person, it's an AI bot. They get a hold, of your information. You're on the phone. It sounds like you're family members, and you're giving them information, and it's not. Um, One way to quickly find out if it's who they say they are, listen to the voice and their patterns in their voice. If it's like too robotic sounding, or it's very clean and consistent, yeah, good chances are you're talking to some kind of AI bot, if you will. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what going forward how to prepare for something like that. I don't think you can really. I really don't think you can. Um, and now you're retracting your messages. Yeah, if you're afraid of blowback, that's on you. I mean, I'm not gonna. This is all recorded live, so it's gonna end up in a database somewhere. But at any rate, um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I really don't know what preppers can do to safeguard themselves from this threat. And then once foreign entities start getting involved with this stuff, I mean, Iran claims they have these nanobots with AI technology that they're here and they can go undetected. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're bluffing. Who knows? But I know that's a problem. That's a real problem. It's gonna be like Terminator meets the Matrix meets the Minority Report, the whole 9 yards. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. Um, Missouri, are you still on? I've got this open if anybody wants to join live conversation. We're talking about artificial intelligence and how it could be used against us, prepared citizens. Um, and what to do. How to respond to that. I don't know. I don't know. They could hit us at every avenue. I know that Missouri. If you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to. I know they want to build the computer, the supercomputer weapon to literally be able to shut down our infrastructure, target our banking systems, go after our nukes. I seen an article the other day. They're worried. They were very specific. They're worried about China getting a hold of our codes, um, the control launch, whatever. I think it was the codes on our submarines. Um, and that's why they're like literally putting this in, warp speed, to get this up and running. It's scary. It's really, really scary. Oh, I see. Okay, Missouri, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry. That's right. I forgot. My bad. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. You know, it's going to be a big issue. Another thing I want to pick your guys' brain about. I was thinking, when the shit does hit the fan, because we know it's inevitable, it's going to happen. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be next year, could be in 10 years. Um, a big thing in the prepper community that we tend to talk about is comms, good comms, this, that, and the other. Having your ham license, yada yada. You do what you want with your ham license. Getting the ham radios, if you want to use a CB radio, whatever. The more I thought about it, most of us have families. I want to know the number of people in this community that actually sit down with their families and go over how to use the Baofeng ham radios, whatever they're rocking, Yasu or Yasu, whatever. How many of them actually know how to use them and use them effectively? I came across this thought. I was watching a video. When you're at home, let's say the shit the fan situation, maybe it doesn't require you to necessarily bug out right away. Maybe you want to bug in. Maybe you're somebody who feels comfortable bugging in. Does your family know how to use those radios? Because if not, and the answer is no, maybe it would be a good idea to get a CB radio or even walkie talkies. I know they're not secured. I know that you can really quickly find out the range somebody's operating. But as a quick form of communications, one that is not really used as often, maybe CB is the way to go. Having a base station, set up. Maybe if you're bugging in and you're really digging your heels into your property line, might not be a bad idea to somehow come up with a way to be able to communicate with each other. Other than CB or ham. If you've never had that conversation or taught them how to use any of that stuff, I don't know. What would you think, Missouri, about that? I mean, does your family, like, if something happened tomorrow, would they be comfortable using those ham radios? Have you talked with them, and showed them how to use those things in the proper talk and secured channels and all that's different frequencies, the repeaters and all that stuff? I mean, would they know? Let's say something happened to you. Say something happened to me. Would my family know how to get on one of these things and figure out how to use them? My simple answer is no. They know how to push the button, turn it on. That's it. That's all I know how to do. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a real problem. Like, the guys that are really truly involved in this community, yeah, we push it, try to get the message out there to people. We might know it, we might understand it. I think a lot of times we forget about who our first line of defense is going to be. It's going to be our families. If you've got kids that are older, do you train them on firearms training, tactics, radio communications, medical? These are things I really think people need to take a look at. Shit in the food storage, gardening, guns. I know. Well, comms. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Comms is the least, like, firearms up here. Bushcraft survival. Comms for me is like down here at the bottom. I know the basics to get by. I know just enough. I'm not a one of those crazy ham Nazis, as I call them. I know gizmos and gadgets to buy that are compatible, the do's and the don'ts, the imitations, the real things, what to stay away from. I can tell you this, they do not like moisture. So for those of you guys rocking the UV5Rs, they do not like moisture. And before you go buy that really cool military looking one, look at the reviews. Read what people are saying about them. That is why I recommend for a family, if you're going to bug in, you're going to dig those heels in, you really should think about CB base stations, CB handhelds, maybe just a regular old walkie. I mean, realistically, when shit's the fan, if the satellites are still up, maybe, there's some kind of triangulation a foreign government or a rogue government could figure out. I don't know. But other groups that are out there, they're not going to know where you're at. They're just going to know you're operating within a certain mileage. But if you speak in code, a code that only you and your family know, maybe it's not such a bad idea to have after all. I bought walkie-talkies for my two little ones, and they learned how to use them pretty good, actually. And they're younger, and that's the thing. Like, you got to expose them young to certain things such as that. You want to make sure that you start getting them interested in certain things, and especially your significant other. You want to make sure that that's going to be your backup buddy, right? It's your battle buddy. Maybe you can't get to, maybe you got a rally point. You were going to meet up with people. You can't get to them. You got to stay home, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, it's a really, I'm probably the only one. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm not. Maybe there's other people out there and they're afraid to talk about it because, everybody is all about the ham radios this and ham radios that. I don't know. Me, I like to throw, the random Hail Marys out there every once in a while, make a big splash and see what settles. I think it's worth having. I do. I think it's worth having. Having a set of walkies, CBs, base station, mobile stations, whatever, handhelds, as an alternative form of communications. Because if they don't know about ham radio, I'm sure you guys all know, for those of you that are the ham gurus out there, you didn't learn it overnight. And if something happens tomorrow, you sure as hell ain't going to teach them overnight. So if you keep it simple with probably the basics, you should be fine. I think you guys would be fine. You can manage. Missouri, what would you say about that? I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts? You think it's a good idea? Have a base station, handhelds, other than ham, something that's easy to use, keeping chatter to a minimum, obviously, coming up with code for locations between you and your family members, the only ones that know. I mean, to me, I think it's a good idea, especially if you're bugging in, you're digging those heels in, you're not going to go nowhere. It's, how do I explain it? Your entire group, your unit, if you will, your family, you got to make sure that your people are squared away. If you guys are watching that show, Homestead, you watch the movie Homestead, it's a little outlandish in some, respect. The whole comms thing. If you pay attention to what they're talking, I mean, look, Jason Ross did a lot of research over the years. Jason, I respect the guy. He did a lot of things. He put himself in the middle of a lot of shit. I think he even went to Ukraine. He lived on the streets with the homeless. He's been all over the place. You name it, he's done it. He's an interesting guy. I read his bio. I actually spoke with him a little bit on the side on Facebook. If you're not familiar with his channel, the Ready Man page. I think it's good to have code and a base station, but you still need a pretty decent tech to keep a base station up. Well, and that's just it, right? Keeping it, operable. Well, it's the same thing goes with your hams. I mean, you got to come up with a way. If the grid's down, how are you going to keep these things going? Well, you got to have solar, some form of an alternate power source. Generators, solar generators, keep, wind power. I don't know, water power. They do make all kinds of crazy things. Um, it is. I mean, I've been thinking about it, and it's like, it's not going to do you any good if you're not around and they're calling for, there's like an emergency. A lot of variables in how to hear and transmit way more than I know. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, there is. Um, I don't know. I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole on YouTube with these ham radios, and you'll come across some crazy things. Crazy things that you. There's a video. If you guys go on, if you want to know about these ham radios and just how awesome they are, if you really know how to use them, just type in ham radio operator speaks to ISS, International Space Station, and they do. They do. I mean, on a clear day, not a cloud in the sky, you got the right guy using it, the radio's programmed the right way. There are so many videos out there of them talking to the ISS. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's not even fake. I mean, you hear them talking to each other back and forth. There's some good videos out there. But having handhelds and CBs and stuff like that, look, I used to carry a CB in my truck all the time. I would call out on all kinds of different channels. I had different antennas, you name it. I would only get the local guys driving the trucks, the plant operators, the batch operators. I mean, that's it. That's all I was getting. That's all I was getting. And that's really the only guys, the farmers, just the only ones that you're really going to find out there that are probably still using this stuff. So I don't know. Everyone says don't waste your time with CB radios, but I'd have to disagree strongly. I think it's worth having. I think it's worth noting. It's worth getting your family trained up on how to use them. They're simple to use once you learn how to use them. Especially the digital ones, they make it even easier. The Cobra ones are the best. That's what I had, was a Cobra. And it was great. I had it in my truck. I used to be able to talk to drivers if I was in a heavy piece of equipment, or if I was in my truck, I was able to talk to them, vice versa, or whatever. Had some interesting moments because they didn't know I was on there listening to them. And I would tell them, move that boulder. And they'd say, what boulder? I'm like, that one right there in front of you. There was no freaking boulder in front of them. So, but yeah, I mean, it's got its pros and its cons, just like anything else. So I guess it goes back to have an A, a B, and a C, right? Have a ham radio, maybe have a CB radio, and maybe have a walkie-talkie. That's all. That's what it boils down to. It's interesting to note going on right now with the border. There's another talking point I wanted to bring up tonight. I don't know if you guys saw, there were 2 hikers that were attacked 1,000 yards away from the border inside the United States by cartel members. This is another threat we're going to face. I really think we're going to see pushback. I think the cartels are going to get more violent. They're throughout the entire United States. The president literally, he literally like sent, thousands of troops. The Marines I know landed. He designated them as terrorists, as well as MS-13 and Tren de Agua. Listen, I can tell you right now, they are a problem. Where I'm at, surrounding towns, they're there. They're operable. They're doing bad shit. Speaking to Leos out there that I know, they'll tell you, in these towns, they don't want to advertise it. But man, they're out there and they're bad news. They're bad news. You got them, and you got the Mexican mafia in California. I don't know if you guys saw. They literally have been threatening businesses, literally extorting them, telling them, if they speak, they'll blow up their business. They're going to burn down their businesses, go after their families, the whole 9 yards. This is all like fairly new news. Newsom pretty much swept it under the rug for the most part, kind of kept it out of the spotlight for Biden's 4 years of sleepy time. Our Rumpelstiltskin over president. But it's a problem. I think if you're going to be a concealed carrier, you really need to up your training. I think you need to practice your dry fires. You know, you need to get to the ranges, go to the tactical classes, go to the classes that where they offer the training for. I think it's Spartan. There's Spartan Tactical. There's all kinds of different places. If they offer it, just take it. I know it might be expensive up front, but what's a lousy couple hundred compared to your life or somebody else's life that you're trying to defend, or your family's life, whatever. I think we need, as prepared citizens, as concealed carriers, I think we really need to. I mean, the time was yesterday, right, to do that. But with this new threat now that we're facing with the cartels being designated terrorist organization, all bets are off. All bets are off. They're not going to follow any guidelines, restrictions. Remember the movie Sicario? Yeah, that's really happening. That's probably like gotten 10 times worse now. It's not just the border. It's not just the border. It's all in your cities. It's in the suburbs. You're going to see it. I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to get worse. Missouri, what do you think? I know, I don't know how it is by you. I know by me, it's, in the surrounding towns, I've been hearing stories with these gangs, these illegal crime, the illegals committing some heinous crimes, rape gangs. The rape gangs are really bad in the UK, but they're making their way over here, from what I've been hearing, especially in New York. The rape gangs, if you guys don't know what that is, they literally, their sole purpose operating is to go after white women. They literally go after white women, and there's been mention and proof and evidence of this, that's who they are specifically targeting, and it's disgusting. It's horrible. It's horrible that even exists. I mean, you let the third world in, you become the third world. So, I just, I think it would be wise. Get some training in, go set some money aside if you have to for the year, and go get trained up. And make sure the class you take is reputable. I would talk to other, tactical guys that do that stuff on a daily basis and see. We've got all kinds of illegals in the cartel or running trafficking brothels locally. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. Listen, this whole cartel problem has been a problem for a long time. This isn't new. This has been an issue for a long time. It's just somebody put a spotlight on it and blew it up. Everything's politicized, right? Everything's over politicized. I mean, it is what it is. There's no getting around it whatsoever. Looks like somebody here might be trying to join. Give me 1 second here. No, maybe not. Nope. Thought somebody was trying to join. Girls ended up dead in suitcases and ditches and tied up trees over the last couple of years. Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they're going to find so many bodies at the border. You watch. Even inside the United States, in our national parks, I'll guarantee you there's going to be stories of mass graves. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. This is going to blow the lid off the Democrat and Republican like immigration policies, right? Because before Trump, you had your rhinos, like the Bushes, your Clintons, you had Obama, all them guys, and then Biden, right? All of them, Republican, Democrat combined. They knew our border was an issue. They did nothing. And you know what's funny about the Democrats? This is what's funny about them. They're so fake and phony. Like they're just so fake and phony. They don't have a cause that they would die on. They really don't. They don't have a cause that they would die on. Years not too long ago, if you go back and you play back like Hillary Clinton on immigration back in 2008, Obama on immigration back in 2008. You hear them saying that stuff now? I don't think so. I don't think so. They're all full of shit. They don't care about our well-being. They don't care about our well-being. Only we can help ourselves, can help each other. Um, that's why I'm saying, get out there, go do the things, get trained up, take advantage of the classes at your local ranges if they're offering tactical, courses, and go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's the truth. I mean, look, I've always said it. The left wing and the right wing are both the same bird. They're both the same bird. Period. They're both the same bird. Um, I don't care what you are. I just want you to do what's right for the country, not for the minority population. And that means literally like even groups, certain groups. Um, I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. If you're Republican or Democrat, I really don't care. It doesn't. I want what's done. What needs to be done. What's right for the people, the mass, the majority. If you could do the job, great. But they just haven't. And now you have this problem. It always at the cost of others, be it taxes or life itself. Yeah, you're right. It's the truth, and it's the sad truth, and it's a reality. I don't think many people, you know, I don't think a lot of people on the left want to just open their eyes and go see for themselves. You don't even have to go to the border to see it. You can go to any police station, ask to do a ride along if they let you do a ride along. Um, and go do a ride along with the cops, and you'll see it firsthand. The issues with illegal immigrants that are here that are criminals, and the problem that the cartels are causing for us. I mean, it's been there forever. It just somebody blew the lid off of it. It's become a thing now. So I was supposed to get prepared citizen in here. Might be having troubles logging on, which is fine. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep rolling with it for a little bit more. Probably go to the 45-minute mark. But any questions, concerns? They want to voice opinions. If they want to get in, they want to talk. Send you the link. I'm not tech savvy, so forgive me. I'll do my best to try not to exit out of the feed. But if anybody wants to join in, just reply in the comments, and we could talk about it. Some of the stuff we talked about. We talked about artificial intelligence and the threat of that with drones and as prepared citizens, how to combat that, counter that, what have you, prepare for that, if you will. I personally don't think you can prepare for that. I don't think you can prepare for that. We talked about other forms of communications other than ham radio, um, possibly CB, walkie talkies, whatever. Getting your family familiar on how to use all these things. And we just talked about the cartels. We just finished up with the cartels, talking about the threat of the cartels. Um, that's getting very interesting, very very interesting. There's quite the buildup. I think I saw they asked for the Air Force's help. The Air Force granted their wishes, the government's wishes, down at the border, to use the airplanes to. I think it was like 5,000 already in custody, something like that. That they want to be able to fly back over into Mexico into the processing areas, and ICE and CBV have been kicking ass. They've been going pretty good, from what I understand. Their numbers are pretty interesting. It's pretty sad. They've made more arrests in a single night than the last administration did in 4 years. So that's pretty telling. That's pretty telling. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking to my guns on this one. I really think that the cartel situation and designating them as terrorist groups, I think it's going to make them a little more brazen. If you think about it, it's kind of like, oh, well, the fuck do we have to be careful for? Now we just became designated terrorists. I mean, really, think about it. You know, it's kind of going to be like, all right, well, screw it. You know, I was watching the sheriff, what's his name, McAfee, James McAfee, I think his name is, the sheriff of Baghdad, or former special operator, and he said it. He said it best. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go after cartel members. How many frags do I need to bring? Like, shit, dude. Talking about all kinds of crazy shit with the cartels. They got crazy stuff, crazy arms, if you will, but they're like a well-armed military in some respects. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting going forward. I don't know what this administration, what their plans are for possible skirmishes in the streets, in the cities, in the burbs. I'm just counting down the moment for that. I'll be honest with you. That's what I'm waiting for, because I really see that being an issue. I think that's gonna happen. I think we might see some skirmishes in the streets. I really do. I think you're gonna see ICE agents, customs agents going toe to toe with some of these guys. I really, really believe that. And then I believe that some of these cartel guys are gonna like really get ruthless and start going after. We're gonna start seeing what we would see happening in those countries happening here, um, and it's gonna get bad. I really think it's gonna get bad. I don't think it's gonna get better anytime soon. I think it's gonna get worse. And I really hope I'm wrong, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Very interesting. So, but you know, that's why I said I came out with that video on having a good truck bag. You know, you want to have a good truck bag. Listen, you got to be ready. You got to be ready at a moment's notice. You just have to be. If you guys trace our roots back as a people in this country, our forefathers, that's what they were. They were ready at a moment's notice. All the people were. They were ready to do crazy shit if they had to. They were ready, and they weren't afraid. That's the thing about the founding fathers and their people. They were not afraid to do the things that they needed to do. Right? They just weren't. They were always ready at a moment's notice. That's what you guys got to do. Have a good truck bag. Go over the essentials. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, guys. Keep it simple, stupid. Um, have the basics. You know, make sure you got a good IFAC. Make sure you got food. Make sure you got water procurement. Make sure you got a fire source. Make sure you got ways to stay dry. Um, consider your elements, your terrain. I mean, a lot of these things, they kind of factor in. Me personally, being in the Midwest, I got a lot of flat land. I also got a lot of crazy wet weather and cold weather. So, that's another thing. Make sure you got cold weather gear, wet weather gear, warm weather gear, and change it out in the seasons. You don't have to pack all that in one bag. It's crazy. Um, if it's summer, change it out. Put your summer gear in there. Put your winter gear in a bin. If it's winter, change it out. Put your summer gear in the bin. Put your winter gear in the pack. That's why you're always ready. It takes discipline, guys, to be prepared. A real, true prepared citizen is always ready, no matter what. They're ready for all the seasons. They're ready for any weather they might encounter and most situations that they might encounter. They're not a well disciplined, prepared citizen is always ready. They're always going to be ready. Um, look, shit's going to go sideways. Plan A is going to be out the door. Plan B is going to be out the door. Plan C is going to be out the door. But Plan D is going to work. Plan D might just work. Might just save your life. Going out with your gear, doing some dry runs on the adverse weather, like rucking in the rain or snow. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's simple things like that. It's simple things like that. You're right, brother. If you lived closer to me, I'd be out with you. I really would. I'd be out doing that stuff with you. I've put it out there. I've thrown it out there to people before. Nobody wants to. Listen, if you're serious and you're for real, lived experience always trumps theoretical preparation. It's the truth. It's the truth. I agree. You got to train in the shit. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I always say it. I always tell people you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. When it's raining, get out there. When it's snowing, get out there. When it's the freaking cold as all hell, get out there. Dress appropriately. Bring the appropriate gear. Make sure you'd be surprised. You could dehydrate when it's really cold. You'd be very surprised. Your body is working 10 times more to stay warm. You're burning double the amount of calories than you think you are. It's something else a lot of people don't understand. If they won't even go rock with you, they aren't worth your time. Yeah, you're right. I know. That's why, look, if you're a prepared citizen, you're somebody who wants to follow what the CDC says and getting prepared with people and this, that, and the other. That's the easiest part, simple exercise. Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, look, you guys saw me, right? You saw me at my worst. You guys have been with me from the beginning. You saw me at my worst. I was a bigger guy. I was a much bigger guy. If you don't believe me, just go look at my previous videos. Don't get me wrong. I still got some work to do. But I'm nowhere near what I was. I'm over 100 pounds lighter from mid-July. And what are we in? February or January, going into February pretty soon? So yeah, I'm going to say it. Get healthy. Get healthy. But I'm not saying you got to go and to the gym like 7 days a week or whatever. It's simple things. Tweaking your diet. Rocking. Listen, I was driving the other day, and I seen a group of kids. They weren't National Guardsmen. They were younger. They were much younger. I mean, they had to be teenagers, maybe in high school. They had rucksacks on. I was like, hell yeah, man! Kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys. Like, they were doing it. There had to be about 8 of them. I mean, they were so young. They were so young. I mean, they couldn't have been no more than, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. At first I thought they were guardsmen. They had like OCP camo on or UCP camo on, and I was like, oh, all right, guards out. I'm like, but wait a minute, there's no guard unit around here. And then I was like looking at them even closer. I'm like, shit, these are just regular dudes doing what is sustainable, even if that means it's slower progress. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, be patient. Be patient. You gotta be patient. Listen, we're always in a hurry, right? Especially in the Midwest, we are in a hurry. We don't know how to slow down, and we hit a wall sometimes, and we just don't know how to either get over it or get through it. We don't know how to plow through that wall, and that's the problem. We got to slow down a little bit, especially when it comes to being a prepared citizen. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy. Don't think you got to go out all at once, and you got to buy up all this gear because the cool guy on YouTube that's got like, I don't know, a couple 100,000 subscribers told you so. Don't listen. I caution against those people. I caution against them. They're usually selling something. If it's not a product, they're selling fear. Listen, I'll tell you what. Go look at Canadian Prepper. All right, go look at Canadian Prepper. Go watch a couple of his things. Look at his titles. Look at some titles on some of his videos. It's like it's clickbait. It is clickbait to the umpteenth degree. World War III soon. World War III tomorrow. World War III today. World War III. They're launching the nukes. They're doing this. Bro, stop. Stop the nonsense. Okay, just stop. Relax, people. Calm down. If you're on Telegram, there's a DEF CON page, right? Everyone thought, wait, okay, I just want to make this clear. For those of you on Telegram, if you're on the DEF CON page, that you know what I'm talking about. That is not a legit DEF CON, that's just somebody just saying what they think at the current moment in time the DEF CON level is. I will never forget. It was a Canadian Prepper and Southern Survival or whatever his name is. He lives out of a trailer. I forget his name. That guy. Oh my god, that guy. And he's got some serious issues. He's got some serious fanboy issues as well. They're like a cult following. Holy crap! I called them out. I called both of them out. Like, you guys are fools. You're fools. You're pushing fear. You're pushing people to spend money frivolously for no reason. You know, whatever the case may be. I mean, you guys are clowns. Okay, the DEFCON level, we don't even know. We don't even know what the DEFCON level is right now. It's probably at a 5. If I had to guess, we're probably at a 5, right? If you look up the charts, the different levels of the DEFCON, like levels and their meanings, they were making a big stink because I think they said we were at DEFCON level 3 or 2. Go back to my earlier videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I think I was the only one. It was like, no, it's not. You guys are full of shit. Full of shit. And they were. They were full of shit. They didn't know. So that's why, like, I don't know. You know, it makes you wonder how some of these guys got as big as they did to begin with. You know, I don't do this for the fame and the glory. I'm just out there, average Joe, talking out of my ass. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes maybe I don't. I don't know. You know, I'm not really. I'm a gear junkie, right? Some lived experiences, um, some prior service, some a decent amount of tactical training with a police explorer program I was involved in. I was on a police explorer SWAT team way back in the day, you know. So I do have a very unique skill set, right? But I'm not out there telling everybody what to do. You know, I'm not out there pushing the fancy shit. I'm not out there selling a product, selling fear like these guys are. So I caution against those people. To get back to what I was saying originally, I really caution them. You know, there's some good guys out there. You know, there's I think his name's Modern Day Minuteman. He's a good one. Brent 0331. Brent 0331 is my favorite. Actually, I did a live with him, and I think his name's Modern Frontiersman or something like that, or Modern. I forget his name. Out of I can't remember. Gave me one of his. I picked up one of his patches. Pretty cool guy. I haven't done a live with them in a while, but you want to stay with the guys that are humble. Stay with the humble guys. Don't get caught up with these Gucci tactical clowns, because that's what they are. They're clowns. They really are. They're clowns. Listen, there's a guy. I'm not going to name names per se, not yet. But there's an individual out there with a pretty good following, has his own company, sells his own gear, has his own compound, if you will, with his own people. That's a clown. He literally, yeah, dude, Modern Frontiersman. Yeah, dude, he's cool. He's cool. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. Dude, I could jump on, no problem. No questions asked. Very good dude. Very good dude. Back to that one guy I was saying, talking about that. I'm not going to mention names, not yet. He's got an individual with him who pretends to be someone that he's not. he's not. And they're snakes. They're snakes. They preach the good word of the Lord. In the same breath, they say, we're going to come take your shit. We're going to come for your stuff, right? They're preaching the good word of the Lord, but in the same breath, they're saying, but if you're not with us, you're against us, and we're coming for your stuff. You're called marauders, and you're pieces of shit. And your kind won't survive when shit hits the fan. You might have the numbers. You might have the numbers. Maybe. But you're going to lack heart. You're going to lack heart. And believe me, heart carries. Ever hear the heart of the warrior? You don't need to be a Navy SEAL to have a heart of the warrior. Okay? You dig down deep, and you'll find out what you're made of when shit's the fan. You will find out real quick what you're made of. It's either you're going to turn on beast mode, or you're not. It's just that simple. And that's something you got to find within yourself. The Shalom, yes, thank you, man. Dude, I'm so glad you're in here. Yes. The Shalom crowd. Shalom, brother. Yeah, those guys. Look, nothing against whatever that is. Um, I believe what I believe. I believe how I believe. You know, it's great. But don't sit there. Yeah, don't sit there and say, you know, we're practicing, we're trying to follow the footsteps of Jesus, and then say we're going to come take all your shit and probably kill all you people in the process. I mean, what the hell is that? That's why this Homestead in the movie, telling you the Marauder thing is real. It's real, guys. If you don't think the Marauder threat isn't real when shit's the fan, my God, you are sadly mistaken. There are motorcycle groups, MCs. You don't think that they're not going to stick together? They're going to stick together. Do you think they're prepared like how most prepared citizens are? They're prepared in different ways. They're prepared to come take your shit. They are prideful, egotistical, Hebrew roots, heretics. Yeah. Yeah, I watched a few of the Wednesday night specials with one of the individuals that claims to be something that he's not. Here's the thing that I love. I love that you got guys like that are able to sell bullshit, kind of like a specific survival dude that's made a lot of money off of somebody else. He's like the Steve Jobs of the bushcraft world, right? We know how Steve Jobs got famous. He stole somebody's idea. We know how Zuckerbucker got famous. He stole somebody else's idea. It's pretty much what this guy is. The same shit. Zero experience. Literally just copied everything that another individual did. Literally. That's why I'm saying I caution following, taking advice from people, especially on YouTube, who have these mass amounts of followers, subscriptions, video. I caution it. Take what they say. They're usually selling you something. They're usually selling you bullshit or a product. 100% guaranteed. No money back. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Homestead's an interesting show. There's a lot to take away from that. I'm on episode, I'll be on 3. I will be on 3. And it's going to be interesting. We should converse on Messenger with regular citizen on that group. Yeah, we ha 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 ha. Yeah, we need to talk about that. Yes, we do. We need to talk about that. Are you literally referencing? Are you know who I'm talking about then? For sure, like without a grain of doubt, shadow of a doubt, you know who I'm talking about then? For sure, you know who I'm talking about. It was pretty obvious who I was talking about. Because if you know, then yeah, we should really have that conversation. Because then if you really about 2 videos they made talking about what they would do to M groups, just put it that way. Yes, sir. We are talking about them. You're right. Those individuals. Yeah, they be them. Snakes, serpents. I'll use some of their words. Snakes and serpents. Yes, sir. You know, what's that saying? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. They be them. That would be them. That's all I'm going to say. You know, I don't know. They made some videos. They put out some videos maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Oh my God. I just want to hear what you have seen. I've heard similar from other people. Missouri, man. Oh my God, yeah, we gotta talk. We gotta talk when we need our guy. We need our other guy with us. We need prepared citizen with us to talk about that one. Yeah. A-hole. Meatball. What's going on, a-hole? Oh, I love the name. I love the name. That's good. Hey, if you haven't done it, like and subscribe. Get the good word out there. Like I said, I got nothing to sell you guys. I'm not trying to sell anybody any bullshit, anything. I just a average Joe talking about the shit that we were dealing with on a daily basis. The real things, the real issues, the real problems. So, um, I don't know. A-hole, just to bring up the speed, we were talking about Three Rivers area. Okay. All right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, we were talking about AI, threat of AI, um, what it poses. We were talking about the cartel. We were talking about having a good truck bag, being a prepared citizen, having a backup comms, form of comms, um, instead of ham, for your family, um, such as CB, handheld CBs, um, regular walkie talkies, even coming up with code, right? No one's going to be able to triangulate your position with the CBs, really, per se, especially if it's, grid down situation or whatever the case may be. Whatever situation we're going to find ourselves in. Having an alternate form of communication that your family knows how to use, is gold. Gold. AGI and ASI is a bigger threat than people know. Can you explain AGI and ASI? If you want to even get on the chat, you're more than welcome. I got this thing open. So if anybody wants to hop on, you're more than welcome. Missouri, if you're friends with him on Facebook, you want to send him a link to get on live, whatever. If you want to do it, it's up to you. But yeah, I don't think people understand just how bad. I don't think people understand how bad it's going to get, right? Like, we just opened up Pandora's box. We know the capabilities of Pandora's box. Um, Comms absolutely have Atlantic signal and mesh networks already. Okay, so oh man, the mesh networks. Okay, I would really like to talk about. You're talking about mesh. What do they call that? Mesh-tastic or something like that. I want to talk about that. I complete novice. I know absolutely shit about. A lot of people have been talking about it, so I do want to talk about that. Maybe on another live, we'll talk about it and bring people up to speed about what it is. But yeah, at any rate, what else? Cartels. We're talking about the cartels, the threat that they pose, especially since they've been declared pretty much public enemy number one. But yeah, it's AI is one of those things, man. Listen, like I said, the Chinese. Okay, you want to go down a crazy rabbit hole, you guys? Just type in China's AI capability, military capabilities, the videos that are out there, the platoons, the the units of these robot dogs, man. God bless America. Gotta go for now, bro. I'll be on. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me. Um, those robot dogs are impressive. My God, they were showing birds. These like nano. I don't know what the hell they were exactly. They looked like a real bird flying around. I mean, these birds were flying around, and they were just surveillance birds. They look like hummingbirds, just hovering. This was a promo video that China was advertising allegedly that they had. Freaking hummingbird, what was allegedly a hummingbird, was just sitting there hovering, and it was recording, it was listening, and it was sending back data and feedback to the other side, back to the CCP. Holy crap, we are so behind. We are so behind. Oh my God. I'm sure there's shit out there that we don't know about that they keep under wraps, hush hush, whatever. That's great. I'm glad that they do. It's probably better that they do. But I gotta be honest. That whole drone situation on the East Coast that we like know nothing about still. Allegedly, they crashed. Well, where's the recovery video? President Trump said that he was going to release information on it. I don't know. Trump made that announcement, and the reporters didn't have a clue or know what questions to ask. AGI is no joke. Building a $500 billion supercomputer brain powered by nuclear power plants. Dude, this is the thing. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's scary. They want to make. How do I explain it? AI is our atom bomb moment, right? AI is our atom bomb moment. The United States, as soon as we got that atom bomb, that was it. The world got on its freaking knees, right? Except for the Russians. The Russians started building their own right away. They got on their knees. And now it's a race, right? And how serious of a threat is it? It's serious. It's so serious. The president literally in 72 hours declared that he was going to make sure 100,000 jobs were created, billions of dollars were going to be invested in this computer, this weapon, to literally rule the world, to shut everything down if they had to gain access to the enemy's nuclear capabilities and use their own weapons against them. That's how serious this shit is. Go ahead, go buy your smart car. Go buy your smart cars. Go buy your EVs. Watch how fast. You remember that movie that came out not too long ago? The Obamas directed. It was a random Netflix movie. ASI and AGI and ASI is like comparing an infant trying to control the entire U.S. military, and we are the infant. Listen, when Google shuts down their own AI supercomputer program because it started creating code and speaking in its own language that they didn't even know, they pulled the plug. And they never opened up Pandora's box in that area again. But here we are. We didn't learn our lesson. Guess Terminator wasn't scary enough. The Matrix wasn't scary enough. Minority Report. I mean, all these movies. Predictive programming, people. Predictive programming. Listen. That movie that I was just talking about with the Teslas driving themselves, these shipping containers driving themselves in the shore, crashing in the shore, these Tesla vehicles driving themselves and crashing and causing a jam up on the highway. And then you had leaflets coming from the sky, red flag event, saying it's radical extremists, like whatever. That was a very interesting movie. Very interesting. It was dumb. If you looked at it from a cinema standpoint as like a form of entertainment just to watch, it was stupid. But if you looked at it and you critiqued it from a prepper standpoint and somebody who's always like, oh, that's a conspiracy, like me, one paranoid son of a bitch. Listen, let me tell you something. That movie, we didn't need that movie. I don't know. I'm just saying they're gonna figure out a way to use AI against the people to get them to bow down and bend the knee. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, you guys. I don't care who's in office. I get it. Trump wants to cure cancer. That's why he signed off on it. But tech guys just said whatever to get it done. The worst things in history have been done with the best of intentions. It's the truth. It's the truth. Look, how are we as a species going to excel? How are we as a species going to figure out, our big problems such as cancer with AI? I get it. I get it. But it's, man, is it something we necessarily need? Do we need that? Do we really need it? We're going to make quantum leaps. I'm telling you, man. You guys are going to see how far we are going to get in a year. Once the AI supercomputer thing, whatever they're planning on, the government's planning on doing, once all that is fully operational, there is going to be a quantum leap in our capabilities as a country, as a society, as a species. And it's going to be up to us to decide, are we going to use these supercomputers, these computerized, these weaponized computers as a weapon to cause mass, chaos, to shut down economic vessels, if you will, to disturb traffic flow, um, medical facilities, the whole night. I mean, look, there's still hospitals recovering from that last cyber attack, right? They're still on pen and paper. They're still on pen and paper. AI is a serious, serious problem. You know, then you get the drones. You program the drones, and you get the AI. I mean, they're gonna come after us, right? They're gonna go after the creators. It's inevitable. When the cities have it, the people just I'm sorry, my God, my eyes. When the elites have it, the people just become just becomes obsolete. Yeah, you're right. It just become obsolete. You're right. You know what's fucked up? I just had my eye exam today, and I'm still really staring at it. I read that completely wrong. I don't know. I don't think there's no preparing for that, right? I don't think there's in like the Terminator sense preparing for Judgment Day. There's really no preparing for that. It's just going to be luck of the draw. Either you're going to be at the right place at the right time, wrong place at the wrong time. And you're just going to have the right things in place already to kind of counter. Listen, after what I saw them talk about with Trump, President Trump, on the from the WF at Davos, where all the assholes get together and talk about how they're gonna, find out another way to fuck us over. Keep, man, gold and silver, uh, lead, and I don't mean lead in a pencil. I mean lead, bird seed. If you catch my drift, uh, alcohol. These are going to be items worth stocking up on as a form of bartering. So I'm going to say, if you have all your assets in a bank, oh, I pity you. I pity the fool. I pity you. You guys need to figure out an alternative. Get your shit out of these banks. Don't have it all in the banks. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful with these digital wallets. Because once AI takes over, dude, beans, beer, bullets, and band-aids. Dude, it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm telling you, man. There's so much I want to say on here, but I can't. I can't squeeze it all in on a live segment. I could ramble on for hours and hours and bore the shit out of everybody, but there's a lot to say about this. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know. I think eventually what's going to happen, we're going to find cures for a lot of viruses, for a lot of cancers, for a lot of diseases within these next 4 years. We're going to see quantum leaps in space. Guys, they want to put us on Mars. They want to plant they said it, they want to plant the American flag on Mars. Don't think this is new. This is something they've been prepping for a very long time. And if you go down the rabbit hole on NASA and why we stopped going to space explorations and all that stuff back in like the 60s and 70s, it gets very interesting. Project Stargate. Dude, Project Stargate. I know. Kind of an interesting title, right? Like, why pick that title? Why pick Stargate? I don't know. They're messing with dark matter. You guys want to go down a rabbit hole? I got a good rabbit hole for you guys. Google dark matter. Google dark matter. Or go on to DuckDuckGo because Google censors a lot of shit. Go on DuckDuckGo, type in dark matter. Oh my God, that is some crazy shit. They are doing some wild stuff. I think it's in Switzerland or Sweden, one of those countries. When do you think they will attempt to take over? Dude, man. That's hard to say. The crazy conspiracy theorist in me, I give them this term. I really do. I give them the 4 years. I give them these 4 years. I really, truly do. Listen, hypothetical situation. Let's say they get fully operational in a year. Let's say the AI, this mega computer, is operational in a year. Our enemies are doing the same thing. Our allies are doing the same thing. What is stopping these computers in these different countries that these governments are wanting to create from talking to each other and saying, hey, wait a minute. They think they're in charge. We're in charge. We can get into the mainframes of these computers, these other computers, override them, gain access, get the information, and we can end all life on Earth for the human race. If you think about it. And they could be self-destructive in the process. Or, what about this? What if they pinpoint targets? Well, what do you mean, Paul? Well, what if they start taking out very specific locations, key locations, and they don't want to wipe themselves out in the process? CERN, yes. Yes, that's what I was. Man-made machine ever built. LHC larger. Yes. Oh, CERN is so bad. It's so bad. That's some scary shit. Man, one night, listen, I love going down rabbit holes, man. I really do. I could get lost. I can get lost. My first rabbit hole I ever went down was the Illuminati, and the lizard people bullshit, all that stuff, right? I got lost in it. And I like a good conspiracy theory just like anybody else. Who's that? And there is nobody to blame. Good point. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Go down the rabbit hole on CERN. Type in dark matter. Oh my God, that's some scary shit. You won't sleep. You will not sleep. You won't sleep once you read about dark matter. It's scary. It's so scary. They don't even have an idea. They don't care. They actually don't care. I mean, they literally said they're going to open up another portal to a different dimension. Those are their intentions. They want to get into another dimension with this portal. Like Stargate. Okay? What you thought was a movie was predictive programming. I'm telling you guys that they are telling us, hey, you want to know what's going to happen in the future? Watch The Simpsons. Watch The Simpsons. Dude, they have been so accurate. And forget Nostradamus. Homer Simpson is Nostradamus, but on steroids. He is better than Nostradamus. Whoever created that show knows something. Hey, maybe it's the CIA that created The Simpsons. You never know. The whole purpose is just to collect the antimatter from the reactions. It's literally the most expensive material on Earth by a factor of billions. I know, but there's a lot of whistleblowers that came forward talking about some weird and bizarre things that they witnessed, possible wormholes, if you will, when they tried accelerating this. I don't know, whatever it is that they're doing to get these portals to open up. They've witnessed some bizarre, like, outlandish, like things that belong in a horror movie. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to touch it. It's an interesting read. Like I said, good luck sleeping at night after you read about it. CERN is some pretty weird, wild shit. That's all I gotta say. It kind of goes in line with DEW, right? Direct energy weapons, DEWs, DEWs. Yeah, you guys thought that the whole episode on Sean Ryan was bullshit? Sean Ryan's another one. His podcasts are very interesting. There's some interesting people that come on there. Very interesting. Some type of Stranger Things type shit. Yo, that's what I'm saying. It is. That's another, again, predictive programming. It is wild. I'm telling you, it's some weird, crazy shit going on that we don't know about. We have zero. That's the thing. We have zero control, guys. All right? Can we all be on an agreement here? We have zero control of what happens to us. We have zero control over it. We have no control. We can vote whoever in and out of politics all day long. It doesn't matter. There's an agenda, right? There's an agenda. We are just the lab rat. We are the lab rat. That's all we are. We are that lab rat. Either we're going to navigate that maze continuously, searching for that cheese, or we're going to navigate it and find, that meat grinder, if you will. That's what's waiting for us. Meat grinder. I don't know. That's some crazy shit. But dews are interesting. So they're saying that dews were used in Cali for these fires in Cali. A shade of green. Now they're saying a certain shade of green wasn't catching on fire. George Carlin said it best. We all are just given the illusion of choice and control. What's that 1980s movie with the aliens? They look like freaking skeletons. They put the glasses on and then they see them. They take them off and it's like normal stuff. They put them on and it says like obey, respect, or whatever. You're right, man. You're right. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. The Matrix. You want to take the red pill or the blue pill? What's reality? I don't know anymore. I don't even know what to believe anymore. That's the sad thing. I don't even trust mainstream news. I'm sure most of you don't trust the mainstream news. I still, every once in a while, will listen to it when I have a chance just to see what the hell's going on in this bizarre world of ours that we're in. But those, I don't know. The direct energy weapons thing is interesting. Every country has them. Every country has them. The United States, I think, is king. I think the United States is king in those right now. I really do. I believe that. I really believe the United States is king and do direct energy weapons. I don't know. Those Maui fires, man, there was just too much weird conspiracy shit going on in Maui. There was another one. Was it Brazil? I think it was the fires in Brazil, something like that. But that Maui one, man. And it just so happens the same sheriff in Las Vegas was the same sheriff in Maui. Roddy Piper, they live. Yes! Yes, they live. That movie freaked the shit out of me, man. That movie freaked the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. That was a weird movie. Oh, my God. It's like something else to make you another more paranoid son of a bitch. I don't know. I find it weird that the same sheriff that was in Vegas was in Maui. You guys know what I'm talking about with Vegas, right? The shooting in Vegas with at the concert, guy was using. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. That was freaking belt-fed machine gun all day long. That was belt-fed. I don't care what anybody tells me. Just full of shit. If you think it was an AR and the guy. That was another thing that got weird thing. Again, the sheriff from Vegas is in Maui at the time of the fires. Yeah, the guy that was a Fed. Ah, oh, dude, come on. That's like the whole J6 thing. You mean to tell me that wasn't a massive Fed operation? If you guys don't think we're in for it, you're sadly mistaken. He was an undercover agent that's. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. And then you got the helicopter that was flying. The only thing flying over at the time of the shooting was a helicopter. Right? It comes in, does a little roundabout, and takes off. I don't know. Just saying, there's some weird things. Look, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen, right? We just assume. We guess. Everything's a hypothesis, right? It's just a guess. We could prep for A and B is going to happen. We could prep for B and C is going to happen. We could prep for A and have B, C, and D in line, and we end up using F that we didn't even think of. It just so happened to be, right? Murphy's Law. Okay, Murphy's Law. If it can go bad, it's going to go bad, right? I don't know. I think that the president that we have now, it's interesting. He's releasing RFK, JFK, MLK files. Okay, all right, sure, right. Well, whoever killed one killed the other and killed the other, right? Whoever killed RFK killed MLK and JFK. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe that, right? And I believe that the same individuals behind that are the same individuals that took over the government, because I really believe that our government was taken over during that time period. And I think it was just greatly disrupted. And I think that these files that are coming out, who knows? Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll start to get some truth things to start coming our way. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hopeful. But no, I'm not hopeful. I just I don't know. Very just strange. Why now? Not then. You got that audio file on X of LBJ talking about the assassination of JFK. I mean, it's crazy. Declassified doesn't mean that the agencies won't redact everything. It will be solid, like, oh, dude, I know, I know that. I don't know. I mean, why would Obama do what he did with the JFK files, right? I mean, why would he go to those lengths to suppress it and hide it? Oh, look who decided to join us. Almost an hour and a half later. Welcome, regular citizen. We've talked about a lot, man. We talked about a lot. You missed Missouri. He was on. Pretty much everything I told you earlier we were going to talk about and then some, right? We got into direct energy weapons, the RFK, JFK stuff, the cartels, the AI stuff, the other forms of communications, having a good truck bag, whatever. The whole 9 yards. We've talked about it. Yeah, I kind of figured, brother. Don't worry about it. I'm probably going to do another live again in the near future soon. We'll do it on StreamYard because I want to get more input from other people. As A-Hole pointed out, the AI thing is a much larger threat than I think a lot of people tend to understand. I don't think a lot of people have a really good grasp on the actual threat it poses to humanity, right? Not to just the United States, not to China, not to Russia, on humanity as a whole. That is a freaking problem. That's a problem. I don't know, A-Hole, what do you think, man? I mean, I say within the 4 years of this administration, we're going to see it go rogue. I really do. I think AI is going to take a turn for the worse. I mean, it's made quantum leaps already with the restrictions the minimal restrictions that it has. I think it's going to make larger leaps, and then eventually it's going to get to that moment where, yeah, it's going to start. I think within these 4 years, we're going to see it start to turn on us. Little by little, you're going to see glitches in their matrix, right? You're going to see it. I don't know. Some wild shit out there. That's all I got to say. Well, regular citizen, if you want to hop on, dude, you're more than welcome to. You got the link. We can go over everything that we talked about. I've had a pretty decent, steady flow of individuals coming in here. So they wanted 200 billion, and Trump told them they came 500 if they can get it done in 2 years. Ooh, 2 years. Hey, man, I might be on to the time frame. I don't know. That's pretty wild. I mean, imagine, right? Imagine sitting here right now, live, and an AI creates a profile on YouTube, and you think you're talking to, like, A-Hole, how do I know you're not AI? How do you know I'm not an AI bot? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get to that. That's what it's going to come down to. I mean, they've already been able to use AI technology to scam people on their phones to get them to think that they're talking to family members. They used AI to make videos about Sleepy Joe, and that he said this or he said that. I mean, look at Meta AI. You could ask it anything. I've asked my profile picture on Foxbook is AI. I literally typed in an angry, pissed off meatball with a cigar, and it came up with some crazy shit. And I was like, all right, now throw in an AR in there, and it did. It came up with it. It's wild. He wants it done by the midterms because I can't type for shit. You can't type. I can't talk for shit, man. Brother, listen, I get it. I get it. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us, man. I don't know. I I think I think we're gonna see more with the direct energy weapons. You're gonna see that. I think you're gonna see more of that. Look, the Cali fires. I've heard a lot of crazy conspiracies. The one that really stands out to me is that they were done on purpose because they follow the same map, if you will, of the LA 2.0. Look, Los Angeles was going to host the Olympics, FIFA, and the Super Bowl. Okay. They couldn't do it in the current conditions. Burn it down, build it back up in our vision, 15-minute city style. That's what they're going to do. I'm telling you, we're going to see more. I think we're going to see more direct energy type conspiracies coming out, and you're going to see it. Yeah, that blew my mind when I saw that. I don't know, man. But it's crazy because the Palisades, the amount of acreage that was burned, and the way that it came down in that pattern, it's the same layout. It's the same freaking layout. It's the same blueprint that they showed on TV that Newsom was talking about months before. Months. He was talking about it months. And it's the same layout. I don't know, you guys. I like a good conspiracy like anybody else, but that one, look, I will take 1, 2, and 3, right? And I'm going to go with the one that makes the most sense. And to me, the one that makes the most sense, these fires were started on purpose. They obviously were burned in the. I mean, come on, the coincidence of that. You think that's a coincidence that it just burned in the exact acreage for what they want LA 2.0 to look like? Oh, no, no, no. The fires, I honestly believe that the liberals want to crash the housing market. Oh, yeah, I agree. To hurt Trump, and they are just cashing out on insurance because they can sell all their properties that quick. What's sad is we lose out, right? The people lose out. Those people lost 2010. Yeah, I think it's going to be much worse. Listen, 2008, that's coming. I don't think we're going to see that. I really don't think we're going to see that with President Trump in office. I don't see us going in that type of recession. I really thought we were going to see it under Biden. I really, truly did. And it was getting there. I think they held it off. They did something. Listen, it's all man-made, right? This is all man-made. Man makes his own problems. Okay. They control the oil prices, dude. They control the weather. They control the freaking weather, right? Look at all these years. They control the water we drink. All these years they've been dumping fluoride in our waters for years and years and years, right? It was a chemical that came up during World War II. We had barrels of it. It was poisonous. We didn't know what to do with it. We sold it to the dental association. They said it was going to be good for our gums, our teeth. We put it in freaking baby water. If you got kids and they're still on baby water, there's a pink and a purple. I don't remember which because my kids haven't had baby water in forever. And when I realized how much fluoride was in that shit, listen, the fact that they're finally acknowledging fluoride is poisonous, it fucks up our adrenal glands. It blocks us from thinking rationally, from thinking outside the box. They don't want us to think outside the box. They don't want a society, a well-educated society. Think about it. You go to college. It's all like programmed already. It's already like set for us what we're going to learn. There's no thinking outside the box. They tell us what we're going to learn, and that's it. They tell us what we're going to learn. We're spoon-fed horseshit. We're spoon-fed horseshit. They mask it as fucking, I don't know, strawberries or whatever the fuck. We gobble it up. These poor cows, and I really mean it. It's gonna take a generation to unfuck a generation. I'm speaking openly and freely. I really don't care. I'm a construction firm, crying out loud, so we speak 10 times worse in the field. It's gonna take a generation to unfuck a generation. Period. They've brainwashed these poor kids. They really have. Listen, when I went to college, I was they were trying to brainwash me. They were really trying. Donald, they have been lying to us for well over 200. Oh, I know that. I know it's a corporation, guys. We don't live in a country. We live in a corporation, right? We live in a corporation. Look, course of history. So let's just go down this rabbit hole real quick. All right, you have the eagle. Okay, well, what major superpowers had the eagle? All right, they have the same symbolism. For thousands of years, that same symbolism, no matter what it is, the all-seeing eye, the eagle, the this, the that, it's the same corporation that somehow has managed to like a fucking cockroach, like a cockroach. Rome is one. Rome, absolutely. Germany, when it was under Hitler's control. Yeah, the list goes on. The list goes on. World War One, the old royals, and the oligarchs. You don't think the same people that were kings and queens aren't running the world? Come on. They just call it a democracy, right? But if we heed the warning of Plato, every democracy ends up turning back into tyranny. And that's where we're at right now. We are in a tyrannical time period. Very tyrannical. My wife was a seventh grade math teacher. She quit 6 years ago because of the Common Core math mandate. Listen, screw the Common Core math mandate. I'm sorry. I'm a millennial. I was a victim of that No Child Left Behind. I'm not just saying that. I really mean that. I had a messed up educational experience. I really did. I had a messed up educational experience. The British have been ruling the world, same players, different time period. So the Greeks and the Italians have a saying, una fazza, una razza, right? I'm Italian, my wife's Greek. They have this saying between the Greeks and the Italians, una fazza, una razza. It's like same face, different country or different nations, right? It's the same thing, una fazza, una razza. That's what it is. That's all it is. My kids are in private school. Hey, you know what? Listen, kudos to you, man. If you could do it, do it. I would love to put my kids in private school. I really would. We had some issues with my oldest with this health class, right? You know what? Hell yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right? Because this is a sore subject for me. Health class. I don't know if you live in a blue state. I unfortunately happen to live in a blue state, so we have health class. Well, health class to you and I for kids in the single digits still should just literally be about like good food, bad food, exercise. Nope. Nope. They are jamming emotions and feelings in my 5-year-old's head. Well, now 6, but at the time 5. And making her feel like there's something wrong with her. This is no bullshit. This is no bullshit. This is the shit I'm going through as a parent. Me and my wife are going through as a parents. It sucks. I'll be honest, it sucks. I don't even know where to begin. She comes home one day and she tells me, she starts literally crying in tears that she thinks there's something wrong with her because, she doesn't know, they make her feel a certain way. Well, she's having the feelings that she's having because she just lost her grandmother who lived with us for years. My mother-in-law lived with us for a long time. She just passed not too long ago, a year. My daughter and my son are very close. So, yeah, she suppresses it on her own. We talk about it and deal with it as a family. And these schools, man, holy crap. She's got a good friend. She came home one day. She's a year older. Health class. Tells her father, my body, my choice. Now, she's a year older. Okay. My daughter's 6. Her friend's 7. My body, my choice. Where have we heard that before? Their school library. Their elementary school library. Man, I would love to see what they have on those shelves. My Lanta. Listen, get involved with your kids. Get involved with your kids. Pay attention to everything. Get a hold of teachers' rubrics, their itineraries, whatever you can get a hold of. Gain access. You know what's so frustrating to me is that the teacher that they see every day cannot be in the same room as them when they're talking about health. What's really alarming is when I call a private school and I tell them the reason why I want to go to their school instead. They tell me it's a very alarming trend that's happening. We do not follow it. We teach them fifth grade, sixth grade about their bodies, this, that, and the other. Boys are separated, girls are separated. Not what they're doing now. Not like this. Not this. It. Everyone thinks that it's going to be some foreign invader that's going to be the issue. The issue is right in front of us. That's the real problem. The real threat is what is in our school system. Who's in charge? Who's making these laws and these rules to force our children, our young children, to learn things? What's crazy is, like, if you're a religious family, you could forget about the whole religious rights thing. That's out the door. They don't care about that. Trust me, they don't care about that. They don't. And there are teachers out there. The system is the enemy of the people. It is. It is. I'm sorry. It is. I don't care anymore. I'll say it. You're right. 100% you're right. The system is. And I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a breaking point, man. There's going to be look, I'm glad we got rid of CRT. I'm glad they got rid of DEI. I'm glad they're doing these things. Finally. But it's too late for generations already. It's too late for a generation. There's kids, man. I don't even know what to make of it anymore. Like the demonization of boys, right? The demonization of boys, of masculine males. What are we doing? We're not going to win wars. We're not going to win any wars, any battles. Okay? By demasculizing our men. I'm sorry. We're not. Call me sexist. I don't care. Our boys need to do boy things. They need to be rough. They need to wrestle. They need to be exposed to hard, harsh, gym class again. You see the pictures all the time. Climbing freaking rope 20 feet up in the air with nothing suspending from their bodies to catch them when they fall except a 2-inch thick pad. That's it. I don't even think they do that anymore. Do they even teach wrestling in junior high? Probably not. That's a whole other topic I can go on a rant and just ramble on about. Don't even get me started with that. Let them eat the dirt. Who gives a shit? Let them eat the dirt. My son, he loves to stay outside. He plays outside all day long. Get him away from those tablets. Disconnect from technology. Get the kids away from technology. Trust me. Their critical thinking, their common sense skills will develop a lot faster at an earlier age when you give them the tools they need to generate those ideas, to come up with those thoughts on their own, on how to solve problems. It's ridiculous. It all started with the participation trophies, merit-based system. Listen, I tell my kids all the time, just because you did something doesn't mean you get a reward all the time. I love my kids to the umpteenth degree. I would do absolutely anything for them. Anything. Anybody who's in my circle knows the kind of father I am. The best thing that ever happened to me, right? But it is so hard sometimes trying to navigate these murky waters because it's so politicized. And our daughters are over-sexualized. They're it's horrible. It's horrible what the crap that is out there for them. I was reading the other day, perfume and certain TV shows, right? They're linking early maturity in girls to perfumes because of the castor oil, certain makeups, right? In certain TV shows. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hands-on learning is way better than sitting in front of a computer. Listen, I am so grateful. My father took me and my brother at a young age to the construction fields, right? We were young. We were like, what, 10, 11? We started going out there probably even earlier, maybe for a couple hours he would take us out. But we started going instead of hours for a whole summer. My junior high years, I wasn't out and about getting in trouble with my friends. Uh-uh. My summers were spent on those construction sites, and I was young. And I appreciate, my God, I am so grateful for that. I am so grateful for that because it turned me into the man that I am today. If that's one gift that my father ever gave me, that I will cherish with me and carry with me to my deathbed, that's it right there, was showing me what it's like to be, a hardworking individual, an individual who respects the meaning of a dollar, somebody who respects their fellow man. Um, I mean, the whole 9 yards. The respect for that 9 to 5 job thing. I've got a different respect level for the guys that are from the 4 a.m. wake up to the 8 o'clock coming home, 10 o'clock coming home. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I, I got suspended in middle school, and my father owned a concrete business. Needless to say, I didn't get suspended again. A-hole. Me and you, Cheryl, we have a lot in common. We have a lot in common, my friend. I can resonate with that. Oh yeah, I still got suspended. I got suspended twice in my lifetime. I got suspended twice for fighting. Always bullied. I was always bullied. They were always bullies, and I took care of business every time. It's always a tiny little grunt. Always. Why you gotta mess with a guy who's 10 times the size of you? I don't get it. I wrestled for like 8 years. You know, some karate. Played football. Was just a naturally strong guy. Why would you want to mess with somebody like that? Anyways, hey, you know what? Bullies made me who I am today. I mean that. I really mean that. I was bullied, but I didn't like lose my shit and go commit heinous things against individuals. No. I learned how to channel all that stuff. I learned how to take care of business, you know. And like I tell my kids, rules of engagement. Rules of engagement. Listen, they're gonna come across bullies, right? This whole anti-bully initiative thing, like I get it to a degree. The school and these institutions aren't gonna be there for you when you're in the real world, and you got to deal with a real world bully. Okay, every job has them. There's that asshole at every job. Sometimes multiple, and you got to deal with them, and you got to learn how to deal with them. It's just stop freaking coddling our boys. Stop coddling our boys. Stop doing what you're doing to our girls. I mean, enough is enough. And the parents need to open their eyes before it's too late. They need to open their eyes. They're doing a lot of damage. I was the biggest guy, and everyone wanted to see if they could take me. Wrestling captain and state champion. Huh. Hey, you know what? Listen, I had a friend. He was a big dude. Nobody really wanted to mess with him. They just like to challenge him in the weight room. They love to challenge him in the weight room, but that was about it. There was always that guy. You know what I mean? There was always that one guy who was just a freak. He was a freak, and everybody knew it. And they stayed clear of him. And if you were friends with him, they stayed clear of you because you were friends with him. And I was friends with that guy. But unfortunately, one individual slipped through the cracks one day, thought he could take me on, and ended really badly for him. Proud of myself. I didn't even have to throw a punch. I just threw his head into a brick wall. Happened to be the dean's nephew. I got suspended. Um, Man, it was great. Suspension was great. I went to breakfast with my mom a couple times. Played some backyard football games with my friends. It was awesome. And I got some high fives from some teachers when I came back because he was an asshole to the teachers too. So, the school system is designed to destroy our children. It is. It is. It's not. It's a tracking system. You want to watch a good movie? A documentary? Waiting on Superman. That is a great documentary. Awesome documentary. Listen, from the 1950s forward, right? That's when the shit hit the fan for the education system, from the 1950s going forward. World War II was the end of an era we probably won't see for a very long time. I don't think we're going to ever see that era again. It's going to be different and worse. They started tracking us at a young age. You know, this individual's going this way, this individual's going this way. We need a certain amount of doctors, a certain amount of lawyers. We need more grunts. We need more policemen. We need more garbage people. We need more whatever, more nurses, janitors. It's a track system. We're on a tracking system. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, technology, social media was our undoing, our slow unravel. I truly believe that. I really believe social media was our unraveling as a society. We got dumb. We got more dumb. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean, I can't even have a conversation anymore with this younger generation. They won't carry on. They like get bored and they go to their phone right away. Modern public schools are like a prison for kids. Parents have no rights there. Back in the days, we had our guns and our trucks at school during hunting season. Let's bring that back, man. Golly. Bring that back again. How about those times? I was not alive for those times. I was still in a nutsack somewhere, but those were good times from what I've heard. I don't know. I don't know. Society's really changed. I don't see it changing for the better anytime soon. But I got to say, I like what I'm seeing with this upcoming generation, especially the generation that voted in this election. That was a huge, huge turning point, really, for the Trump presidency. Um, Barron Trump won that election for his father. He tapped into a generation, into an area that the Democrats didn't think was going to be a key point, and proved them wrong. You want to see somebody, a leader, a future leader, somebody who's going to be very detrimental, I think, in the future. I think that kid, Barron. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that video when Trump was getting sworn in. They were shaking hands with everybody. He went up to Biden. He whispered something in Biden's face, and Biden went from a smile to make him like ponder things. Whatever he said to him, he said something to him. It was quick and to the point. He probably told him, "My father's going to destroy your legacy in a year." I don't know what he said, but he said something. I was born in 81. It still doesn't seem that long ago to me, but my kids say I'm ancient. Listen, you know what? You were born in 81. You're not ancient. You're getting up there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm getting up there too. We're all going to get up there, right? I was born in 90. I was born in 90, just to give you guys an idea of how young or old I am. I was born in 90. I just turned 34, actually. And I don't know. Life's a lot different now than it was before. Very different. Our schools are different. Society is different. Technology is different. People are different, right? People are just different. They're just not. I really don't trust. I think I would be more trusting in society back in that time period, like when you were born, 80s, 90s, than now. I really don't trust a lot of people now. I really don't. I was born in 84. I still rock with the 90-pound pack young buck. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Get out there. Absolutely. Listen, get out there and do the things, man. Rock. Rock till your freaking legs feel like jello, right? That's how, look, you guys are new. I don't know if you were here in my segment. I lost over 100 pounds. I went on a hardcore diet. Still on it. Still losing weight. And one thing I started doing that really started like dropping the weight on me was exactly that. Getting out there with a weighted vest, pack, whatever. I was doing laps. I was doing laps like crazy. Where I live, I didn't realize it, but like 2 laps was like a mile and a half or something like that, and I was doing like 5 laps. I went from hardly walking to running so fast, and I never thought I would run again. I really didn't. I didn't think I was gonna be able to run again. And now here I am, like I don't know, 30-ish pounds away from my ship out weight. Back in 2000. Let's see, I shipped out in 2010. I was 100. I was 198 pounds when I shipped out. I was 1 pound away from being overweight. My recruiter taped my neck, got in, I was fine. I came home at 167 pounds. I was a size 28 weight, no 29 waist. Yeah, size 29. Wild, but yeah, no. Hey man, get out there and do the things. Put that 90-pound pack on. Get out there and fucking do it. Get out in the rain. Get out in the snow. Well, safety. What about safety? Fuck that. Fuck being safe. Why? For what? If you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. Recover. Learn how to recover. Because eventually, one day, it's gonna come. No one's gonna help you recover except you. Figure it out. Yeah, I'm in construction. My body, I need my body to work. Sure, but I still do shit. I don't let it hold me back. I still do things. I love it. I love what I do. I love um, being in the profession that I'm in, you know, and then the extracurricular stuff that I like to do as well. Um, oh my God. I had this stupid brush on this bag here, and I thought my ceiling was falling apart, and it was this. Holy crap. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. We're going on 2 hours now, and I'm just rambling. Thank you for everybody that joined me. Please like and subscribe. Share my channel. Check out my previous videos. I don't have a whole lot of live content because I just, for me, going live, I get off topic sometimes. I start rambling like I did tonight. But it's fine. It's cool. I get to meet new people. So welcome. Thank you for joining me and sticking with me. We're going to go live again in the near future. I've got some more gear that I'm going to do some reviews on. I applied to be a Condor gear tester, beta tester. I don't know, whatever they're calling them. I haven't gotten an email back from them yet, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that and let you guys know the news with that. Yeah, hike this kid for 3 days up the mountain. Yeah, I hear you. All right, buddy. I subscribe. Hey, thanks, a-hole. Really, thank you. You're not an a-hole. Thank you. Thank you. You as well. You as well. Like I said, I'll do custom. Listen, I'll do custom videos. If somebody wants information on a piece of gear, maybe I did a video on it. Ask me instead of wasting your time searching for it. I'll just give you the video, whatever. If there's something you want to talk about, a topic, let's go live. Come on my channel. I'll give you the link. We'll go live and we'll talk about it. I'm an open book. I'm not selling anything. I got nothing to sell. I'm not selling nobody nothing. I'm not pushing fear. There's no clickbait. I'm not like that. So, and we'll do the things. Stay safe and have a good night. Wow, this thing just looped. That's crazy.